Hey guys, what is happening, and welcome to this video where we are talking about one thing which is absolutely awful, and it is terrible, and you should really consider this before you move to Calgary, because if you don't, you could end up in a state of disappointment and regret in a couple of years' time. So without further ado guys, let's get into this. Let's go. Alright guys, welcome back. So what is this big thing that is gonna make you regret moving to this city? It is the smoke. The smoke is such a big problem here in Calgary. You know, since I made that video that I made a couple of weeks back, we've literally just had constant smoke since then. And the smoke is still with us right now. It looks like it's cloudy. It's actually just smoke. So the thing is, this smoke is ultra toxic. It's not good for your health, and it is really, really bad. In fact, studies have been done that have shown the exposure to this type of wildfire smoke is the equivalent of smoking 2 packs of cigarettes per day. Just think about that. That is absolutely insane when you really think about it. So the thing is, when people tend to move here, they tend to just think of one thing and one thing only, and that is purchasing a home. That is the main reason why people move here. They move here because houses haven't gone up that much, so they think they won't go down, and they move here because the real estate is more affordable because they build more here, which sounds all great, doesn't it? But until you start looking into the bigger picture of things, and then you realize that this is a cycle that Calgary sees every time there is an upcoming recession. Literally every time before a recession in Calgary, there has been a migration boom, and the migration boom this time has been one of the weakest ever. So that doesn't bode well for the recession that we've got coming up. But basically, a lot of people who are moving here are incredibly emotional, so they're not taking into account any sort of things like I'm talking about right now, and neither are they taking into account just the pure fact that there are better places to go than moving your whole life across Canada, when you could move your whole life across the border, go to the US, you could earn more money, you've got better health care there, there's more places to go with more opportunities. So I really don't think that you have to look for a place within Canada. You know, a lot of people said on the last video, well, where would you go in Canada? And the answer to that is not Canada. I'm not saying that there's a better place within Canada that you can move to. Canada is going to have the same problems in all different provinces, and part of this is to do with the massive real estate bubbles that they built up and the amount of jobs that are reliant on these bubbles. So when these bubbles collapse like they are right now, they take out a ton of jobs, and it creates a lot of economic pain. This pain is not going to just go away within 12 months. This could take 5 years to a decade. And in fact, Canada's situation looks more like it's going to end up like Japan did, with lost decades. So the thing is, the moving around right now, I think, is really extremely risky. The smoke that we're having right now, this is one of the main reasons that we cannot live here and we're going to be moving, is because of this smoke. The thing is, the smoke is just terrible for your health, like I said, and you can't really go outside when it's smoky. Like, you can't go outside and exercise or walk because it's just no good for your health, and you can feel it. Like, it just isn't very good. A lot of people get headaches, feel nauseous. Smoke exposure is just really, really bad for people's health, okay? And the thing is, if you're moving a whole family and you're moving little kids here, man, I just feel sorry for those kids, because they're going to be growing up with huffing in all this wildfire smoke as they're growing up in their most crucial years. So the thing is, the air quality is just terrible, and it's going to get worse. We just have to be real here in saying that the smoke situation is going to get worse, because it already has got worse. It always gets worse. Now, one year might be better than another year, but long term, they're just getting more frequent these smoky years, and literally we've been in Calgary now like nearly 4 years or something like that, and basically every summer apart from one, and we just missed the smoke that summer. We weren't here, but it did get smoky. But all apart from one were smoky. And even that one, it was smoky. It just wasn't smoky for that long. So the thing is, the smoke happens pretty much on a yearly basis. And it doesn't have to be that this province is on fire, because it's mainly Washington, Idaho, BC that cause this smoke to move up. So the thing is, it ruins your fall, because like right now is beautiful weather. You want to be outside, you want to be exercising, you want to be hiking, especially I do. And you just can't, because it's absolutely terrible for your health. And as I told you in the last video, after I did that hike, which I did in the last video, which was when the smoke was very light, I felt absolutely awful, and I will never do that again, because I really was naive enough to think, oh, it won't be that bad. And of course it was terrible. My lungs felt like glass afterwards. So acknowledging the smoke situation and problems is one thing, but actually moving here, knowing it, I think is just ridiculous. I mean, to be honest, it was one of those things that I saw at the time and I just thought, it won't be that bad. And yeah, I was an idiot really, because I should have factored these things in. But like most people, I was emotional when I moved here. You know, I'd just been offered a good work opportunity. I saw the lower cost of living like many people do right now. And I said, yeah, this is great. But the reality is, once you get here, you realize that the cost of living really isn't that much different. And the reality is as well, that when you move to a place, I think it is ridiculous if people move here and they just buy a house just like that. Like, you need to rent for at least 2 years to figure out whether you even like the place. Why on earth would you buy a place after you've just moved to it? You don't really know if it's the long-term place for you. And then, you know, we head into a recession, the home prices go down, and then you're stuck. That has happened to so many, countless people. I cannot tell you. And that is why the rental market is so tight right now, because so many people have been bag holding real estate here in Calgary since 2016, and they finally got a chance to unload it, and most of them had been renting it out at a loss, and they finally got the chance to unload it, so they unloaded it, and that led to the rental inventory getting tighter and tighter. But rents are still far below what you would buy an equivalent house with in the mortgage payments, the property taxes, and also the maintenance and home insurance, which are very expensive here in Alberta due to the hail that we get here. So, you know, there's a lot of things that people just don't factor in. They think grass is greener on the other side, and I'm telling you right now, it's not. This may be the best place to live in Canada, but if you're moving from Toronto to Calgary and you're thinking it's going to be your life is going to be significantly better, you're delusional. You're really delusional, because it's not going to be significantly better. It's going to be slightly better for a while, and then you're going to realize what it's like here, and you might even regret moving from there. So the thing is, I just think it's kind of insane, and it's just a cycle that we see time and time again. You know, it's like I said, this just happens every time. The reason I'm coming out with this video is to counter all the real estate agents and mortgage brokers that are out there right now that want you to believe that your life is going to be 10 times, and even the government, your life is going to be 10 times better if you move to Alberta. All your problems are just going to vanish, because the thing is, they're not. You're gonna lower your cost of living slightly. You're still gonna see the cost of living go extremely higher and higher and higher, just like it will everywhere else. The winters are unbearable, the smoke is unbearable, those things will get to you. Again, guys, I don't come here to make money. I come here to serve you with the truth. This video may net $1 or $2. Do you really think I care about $1 or $2? But the thing is, for those real estate agents and mortgage brokers out there, they care. They care about you, because you might be a potential client for them, and it's a free marketing service using YouTube for them, and that's why they use it, because they can't cold call. Did you know that 90% of salespeople cannot cold call. So the thing is, they can't do that, so they look for other easier ways to get customers through the door, and this is just so happens to be one of them. Just acknowledging and accepting that will help you in the future, because you can look at people and think, do they have the best interests that I have? And the answer is no in most cases. So if you've enjoyed this video, please like the video, please consider subscribing around here. So anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Peace and love. Bye bye.